Hello, we're Team 6. We studied about Seoul Metropolitan Government. Our team members are 하준혁, 김병준, 최지성, 김찬주, 김혜빈, 박수진. Last week, our team looked into the energy management system. From this week, we will study the actual construction sequence and method. I will present the methods used in temporary work and earthwork today. Basic construction plans were carried out on how to proceed with the work before the actual construction. First of all, the installation plan for temporary facilities was established in consideration of the space layout to create a safe and pleasant working environment and enhance work efficiency. When analyzing the site and the project, the advantages and disadvantages were cited. The advantage is that the site has a large area of 12,700 square meters, making it easier to remove soil and create a ramp. And the construction area could be divided into narrow areas, which called zoning, so the construction could be carried out efficiently. However, the construction site in the middle of the city center had problems with traffic jams and entrance restrictions, and it was difficult to protect the surrounding buildings, in this case the old main building, due to the soil softness. Before starting construction, temporary works had to be set up to secure the necessary traffic lines for the construction. They've installed a number of other facilities, but the main point is a temporary lamp in the middle of site. Through this, the earth and sand are taken out in connection with the underground framework joining and the materials are brought in. The site of Seoul City Hall was in the middle of the city center, and it was difficult for all adjacent roads to enter one-way traffic. Therefore, gate number 2 was installed, and the gate were used at the same time to carry out overnight work or to bring in concrete and take out land at the same time. Stairs were needed to be used as vertical lines of workers. Temporary stairs were set up outside the site to allow them access to the basement. If the stairway of this building is completed, it also be used. After they completed the temporary works, they could actually do the earthwork. The site's large area, which is well over 12,000 square meters, cannot be constructed at once. The area was divided into several zones to plan the most efficient and natural route. The joining proceeded as follows. And the boring began from far away from the gate. Therefore, the work was carried out in the order A, B1, F, E1, E2, D1, B2, C, C2 from west to east. The excavation of the main building was carried out between F and E, but it was proceeded separately using the SUFAM previously described. The construction work is limited to a narrow area to minimize interference by natural construction lines and zones, and install the appropriate inlet for each zone individually. Through this, they brought in molds and river materials. This inlet were made by opening the slab, so it should be arranged with consideration of the work efficiency. So after the completion of the temporary works, earthworks proceeded. The design direction of earthwork plan were considered the surrounding condition and should be select the construction methods carefully to minimize civil complaints and environmental pollution caused by urban center construction. The earthwork carried out through D-wall, H-pile, and CIP and slab removable anchor, and strut were used as the supporting body. The techniques described were used in the following locations. Now let me tell you about the earth retaining methods used in the actual project. D-wall construction technique used to build reinforced concrete walls in areas of soft earth close to open water or with a high groundwater table. This technique is typically used to build diaphragm walls surrounding tunnels and open cuts and to lay foundations. This method was applicable to both new building and ex-main building. Due to the large scale of urban construction, it was difficult to prepare the surrounding land. So dewar and top-down method were effective ways to use huge area. And dewar was rigid, so it secured stability of preserved main building and adjacent building. This is D-wall type plan. The reinforcement is different depending on the location of the D-wall to efficiently respond to soil pressure. Diaphragm wall technique was used to prevent the backfilling of soil. It also called slurry wall. The construction outline is as follows. D-wall construction sequence is as follows. First is installing guide wall. After insert the wall, excavation in sequence. It is important to excavate here in the order of 1 to 2 to 3. This is to reduce the probability of machine error. If excavating in the order of 1 to 3 to 2, the left side will have a low fraction and the right side will have a right fraction, which will increase the probability of machine error. And insert stabilizer key. This prevents collapse of the excavation wall. And insert rebar mesh and deposit concrete. And the CIP method was used. CIP method is the concreting technique which is undertaken in site or in the concrete component's finished position. Since there is a main building that have to be remained, it was impossible to construct D-wall on the side of the building. So instead of D-wall, CIP method was used in this part. Due to low stiffness of the CIP wall, removable anchor and strut was used to improve stiffness. And to block the underground water, additional LW grouting was installed. CIP pause installing sequence is as follows. First, uses a drill to drill holes to a certain depth and then drains the soil. After that, inject stabilizer and insert rebar or H-beam and cast concrete or mortar in the hole. And PRD method is used. PRD is percussion rotary drill method. It's one of the foundation methods that supports the superstructure and it ensures enough soil bearing capacity with using relatively smaller diameters than other methods. Its diameter is about 600 to 1000 millimeters. And the validity. The reason why the construction firms selected this method is its propriety to top-down method. And it uses low air pressure so it can lessen the damage of surrounding structure and ex-main building. Furthermore, it needs less amount of pulse and it can attain the preciseness easily, so it leads to rapid construction. This diagram shows the sequence of PRD method. First is insert the out casing. Secondly, there is soil perforation. Thirdly, insert the in casing. The ex-main hall also divided into 4 sections. The plan was made by reviewing the condition of staying power. Top-down method is a construction method that builds underground structures from top to bottom. Based on the first floor, the construction will be carried out on the first basement floor to the second basement floor, and the ground floor will go up sequentially from the first floor. Top-down method sequence is as follows. First, erect the outer wall, the wall for Seoul Metropolitan Government project to prevent earth pressure and water pressure, and install the steel column. After that, install the ground floor slab. And the ground and underground frameworks are carried out simultaneously. Okay, this is the end of our presentation, and team members' roles are followed this. Thank you for listening.